All right, so for these next couple of slides, slides 14, 15, and 16, you'll be using those colleges or training programs that you picked in slide 13 to research a little bit more about like how to get accepted, how much it costs, things like that. So for whichever one you picked for number one, you can change the name here to match that same college. So if it's the U of M Twin Cities or MIT, whatever it is, and then you can Google a little school logo or emblem or mascot or something just to like make it look a little bit different. Obviously the location of wherever it is, whatever city, state it is. And then you're gonna have to research a little bit about like what requirements they have to get accepted. If it's a certain ACT score or 4 years of a language, things like that. And then whatever application info. So a lot of that stuff will be found under like an admissions page. So this is the U of M, and so you can just look on their on whatever college school's website for an office of admissions for undergraduates. That's where you're going to start, and a lot of times they'll tell you like how to apply. Then you can apply and check your application status, but you'll usually see something like this, where it tells you that you need an application, your transcript or academic record, how much it costs to apply, and then if they do require like an ACT, SAT, things like that, and you can always submit those things, and it might help you get in, but it might not be required. So, and then deadline stuff. Usually these dates don't change from year to year to year, so that's really good application information too. So if you know if you really want to go to the U of M, you might want to like try and shoot for that November 1st when you're ready to apply for colleges, because that's that early action deadline. So looking at pages like this on those different websites to find those things. So programs offered, so if this college meets multiple of your different careers, so maybe engineering and architecture, computer science, whatever different programs they offer that fit things that you like, because maybe you start a program and realize that's not the right fit for you and you want to change. It's kind of good to know what other things they have there so you don't have to transfer. That happened to me in college. I changed my major. And then how long the program is. Is it a 2-year, 4-year, 6-year, 10-month, depending on the type of training program or certificate program or things like that, it might be different. So listing those in there. And then looking at how much it costs to attend that school per year, because most of the time your length of program will be years. So tuition and fees, room and board, so like staying on campus, or if you're going to do off-campus housing, they usually give some sort of estimate for that. They usually give an estimate for how much it'll cost for books and supplies, and then adding all that up together for the total cost of your program per year. So you have to do a little bit of searching on the websites because they're all a little bit different, but usually you can find those costs. So I'll show you where that is on the U of M page here. Okay, so here is a page that goes over the costs at the U of M. So it's under the Office of Admissions, and I found a link, but I'm sure if you Google like costs at the U of M, you'll find, or costs at whatever college, you'll find a table that'll look similar to this. So if one thing to kind of note about costs is that if you are a resident of Minnesota, South Dakota, North Dakota, Wisconsin, or Manitoba, you fall under this category for the U of M. Non-residents fall on the outside. They even break it down to if you stay in the dorm or if you are a commuter where you're staying at home and just commuting to campus. So if you are looking at a college in like Portland, you're not going to fall under that resident category because you're not from there. Even though you will be living there when you go to college, you're not from there originally, so you fall under that non-resident. So you might need to like check, and they'll usually list like what states fall in line. So like if you go to a school in Wisconsin, you probably get the resident rate, but it breaks down everything that goes into a year of college here. So from tuition, book supplies, other fees, estimated room and board. So for commuter, that I'm assuming is parking and gas to get to campus. Dorm, that's how much it costs to stay in the dorm. So, and you might even want to add in some of these extra things too that aren't listed in our worksheet if you want to get them more accurate, but Not all colleges list all of these extra things, so I was trying to keep it as basic as possible. So looking at these different prices of everything, so you can kind of see what it costs to go to that college and see if that's something that falls in line with what you're looking for. So that is what you're going to do to kind of dig a little bit into these different colleges. There's obviously way more you can look at for all of these. There's way more that goes into it with athletics or extracurricular, things like that. But this is kind of the bare bone basics. So this is what you'll be working on, one of these each week for the next couple of weeks. If you want to work ahead, you're more than welcome because it's all the same. But that's what slides 14, 15, and 16 look like.